Hey everyone, the next audio that was requested is this one is for brain fog. So this is for if say you're using brain fog as a coping mechanism, if it's say like an emotional trigger to something, then this audio will be helpful. There's all sorts of physical reasons why we can get brain fog, and I'm not going to address that during this audio, but we will address the emotional part. I'm going to turn my audio off as we go directly into the session. So find a place to get comfortable, and I will check back after the audio. Welcome to today's audio. We're going to be addressing the theme of brain fog. This is another specialty audio that was requested. I know when one person brings up a topic, other people are having the same issue. And as we move into today's session, brain fog can often be diet related, hormone related, and definitely inflammation related. I won't be addressing these issues, yet I will be addressing the emotional and proprioceptive reasons that may induce brain fog. Our brain's ability to process information depends heavily on what the eyes, ears, and feet proprioception are doing, and if they are working together effectively. So during this session, you'll want to have your shoes off, and you can either have a tennis ball or a rolled up towel or something so that you can stimulate the bottom of your feet during this process. I will have you use your eyes and move your head during this session, also to get the best results from this audio. And my disclaimer, I am not a medical doctor, a therapist, or counselor, and I offer no advice. Any resources provided on my live streams, audios, calls, or website are for educational purposes only. Unlocking Resilience takes no responsibility for the use or misuse of any resources that are provided. You, as the listener and the consumer of these resources, take full responsibility for your mental health choices and behaviors. And listening to this replay gives me the permission to work with your superconscious, bringing your awareness to how your body is feeling in this moment, bringing your attention to the body. Gently massage the ears to stimulate the vagus nerve as I speak to your superconscious. Superconscious, please remind all available parts and any that awaken during this process that getting treatment is to create more satisfaction and having less pain. And once treated, to integrate with the main personality. Superconscious can treat and heal trauma parts, painful emotions, hurtful memories, and it does this by removing negative emotions and pain from the trauma and replacing them with neutral or positive emotions and memories. The treatment process also strengthens the positive coping skills with positive emotions before joining them with the main personality. It is important to know that no parts die. They don't lose any information. And parts, once treated, you can integrate with the main personality to run the body at the same time without conflict. After treatment, parts no longer lose time, information is no longer withheld, and you will be no longer making decisions from past outdated emotions and memories. It is important to know that all parts must agree before treatment is applied, and the superconscious will treat a few units and then pause until you stabilize before we treat more. Superconscious makes this process gentle and painless. Treat, rest, until all of the emotional pain associated with the part during the trauma is relieved and positive emotions are in its place. Please bring all parts created and associated to and with brain fog into the perfect structure to be treated one by one. And superconscious, once you've lined up the way and learned how to treat a painful emotion, please treat the parts that want to be treated safely and with total respect. Also treat anything from the last session until now when it is the most appropriate during today's session. Breathing and noticing the body. As you lengthen your exhale, begin applying pressure to the bottom of your feet with a tennis ball or a rolled up towel, and holding space for any parts, emotions, memories that come into the active experience today. It is a gift you give to yourself to hold space for you. There are no bad parts. All parts are welcome. All parts had a purpose at the time they were created to help you, to protect you. Hold this in mind while I have your superconscious set up the session in the most gentle and supportive way. You can stop massaging your ears if you haven't already. Begin to move your eyes in one direction as your head moves in the opposite direction. So if you are looking up with your eyes, bring your chin to your chest gently. Then as you look down with your eyes, raise your chin at the same time. Do this 3 or 4 times while applying pressure to the bottom of your feet. Then relax as Superconscious sets up your session for today. Superconscious, to set up today's session in the most supportive and gentle way, please set up the neural association process. And do we need to set up all of them? No. Do we need to set them up separately? No. I just have to pick which ones. Yes. Okay, so superconscious, please add and subtract the neural associations to the basic neural structure of the behavioral system and of the CDR system of the body. And also use the CDR system as the framework to treat painful memories and emotions. Yes. And then also, superconscious, please add and subtract the neural association in the basic neural structure of the heart system to optimize its responsiveness during and after the session. Do we need any more of them? No. Ready to move on? Yes. So superconscious, please do a massive history change and everything after that on any associated trauma, memory barriers, and brain or organ barriers after that. When we are working with issues of the brain, it is often having to do with issues of control. Not having control, others giving us control and we don't want it, others not giving us control when we do want it, feeling out of control, maybe watching others spin out of control, and often a fear of being confronted with the truth. All of this can cause the brain to function inconsistently. As you hear all of this, how does it make you feel? And where does your mind go? Allowing it all to come into your active experience. Superconscious, please treat everything that's coming up in the active experience. Please find, take, and treat all parts, predispositions, complex structures that led to these associations to and with themes of control or lack of control, creating brain fog. Also find and treat any brain barriers, states of disorganization and lack of coherence anywhere in the system of the brain and body, and treat everything found. Once treated, replace all treated elements with positive self-empowering elements and gently align the proprioception of the eyes, ears, and feet. Then treat all self-empowering elements with coherent brain elements, and then do a massive history change and everything after that. And now we're going to address emotions. So putting your attention on the brain fog, asking yourself, Where in my life does what I see not match what I feel? What emotion pops up? And again, we're talking about those that are uncomfortable. Maybe the one that's the most intense or is bothering you the most. That's the one we want to repattern. Superconscious, please treat all disempowering memories that cause brain fog. Whatever that emotion is. Breathing and allowing. And superconscious, please treat the structure of all disempowering associations to and with the emotions, whatever it is, including past, present, and future experiences and beliefs in relation to the brain fog. Superconscious, continue to treat everything that is coming up in the active experience. Find, tag, and treat all parts, predispositions, complex structures that led to the associations to and with these emotions. Also find and treat any brain barriers, states of disorganization and lack of coherence anywhere in the system, and treat everything that is found. Once treated, replace all treated elements with positive self-empowering elements, and gently align the proprioception of the eyes, the ears, and feet. Then treat all self-empowering elements with coherent brain elements. Then do a massive history change and everything after that. Again, focus on the brain fog and ask yourself, how am I not able to control what my brain is sensing or doing? And how does this make you feel? Again, choose the emotion that bothers you the most. As superconscious, please treat all disempowering memories around these emotions. Tag and treat all parts, predispositions, and complex structures that led to these associations to and with the emotions around not being able to control my brain. Also find and treat any brain barriers, states of disorganization, and lack of coherence anywhere in the systems of the brain and body. And treat everything found. Once treated, replace all treated elements with positive self-empowering elements and gently align the proprioception of the eyes, the ears, and the feet. Then treat all self-empowering elements with coherent brain elements, and then do a massive history change and everything after that. Breathing and noticing. Take a moment if you can to stand up and walk around a little bit, and then sit in a comfortable position again as we move on to the next round. Movement is often important to integrate in and release energies from the body. Superconscious find and treat any protector controllers. These are parts we generally create when we are very young, often before birth. We do this for protection, but there comes a time when we need to make changes to create what we want in our lives. And the protector controller and these primitive reflexes can stop us just because it's trying to protect us. These become overreactive. So superconscious, treat the protector controller and join it with its opposite pair. Then do a massive history change and everything after that. Superconscious, please find and treat any unintegrated or reignited primitive reflex causing brain fog. Treat all parts, predispositions, and complex structures that led to these associations to and with the theme of brain fog. Also find and treat any brain barriers, states of disorganization, or lack of coherence anywhere in the system of the brain and body, and treat everything found. Once treated, replace all treated elements with positive self-empowering elements. And again, gently align the proprioception of the eyes, the ears, and the feet. Then treat all self-empowering elements with coherent brain elements. Then do a massive history change and everything after that. And as we go a little deeper, we want to treat the body. So when you put your attention on the theme of a brain fog, notice if you have any reactions in your body. Or maybe you've just been experiencing some fatigue or tension along with your brain fog. Bring your attention to and within this area you are becoming aware of. Are there any emotions that come up with this location? And just focus on that area. Superconscious tag and treat all judgments associated to and with this sensation. Follow them back to the original parts and traumas associated to and with them. Then treat the judgments and all associated memories, one right after another, in the ideal order. And then do the sentence procedure on the beliefs that will create safety and clarity. Breathing and observing and allowing the superconscious to make the changes. Superconscious, please continue to treat all memories associated to and with this area of the body and treat any disempowering memories or emotions with strong positive memories that cause empowering behaviors in this area. Please find, tag, and treat all parts, predispositions, and complex structures that led to these associations to and with the theme of control. Also find and treat any brain barriers, states of disorganization, and lack of coherence anywhere in the system of the brain and body. And treat everything found. Once treated, replace all treated elements with positive self-empowering elements and gently align the proprioception of the eyes, the ears, and the feet. Then treat all self-empowering elements with coherent brain elements, and then do a massive history change and everything after that. Now we're going to treat environmental factors. And environmental factors can be anything in the environment. It can be people, smells, things you see or hear. It can be toxins. It can be our relation to time, weather, animals, bugs, anything. As you think about things that trigger you from your environment, ask yourself, are there any ways my connection to the environment is traumatic? How does this make you feel? What body reactions do you have as you focus on the environmental factors? Superconscious tag and treat all disempowering memories, emotions, and body responses causing brain fog from environmental traumas. Please find, tag, and treat all parts, predispositions, and complex structures that led to these associations to and with brain fog. Also find and treat any brain barriers, states of disorganization, and lack of coherence anywhere in the system of the brain and body. And treat everything found. Once treated, replace all treated elements with positive self-empowering elements and gently align the proprioception of the eyes, ears, and feet. Then treat all self-empowering elements with coherent brain elements. And then do a massive history change and everything after that. Now we're moving on to themes. Maybe there's a theme that develops when you're experiencing brain fog, a repetitive pattern, behavior, maybe it's a situation that seems to be related to the brain fog. Is it always in the morning, after I eat, when I have to focus? Notice the meaning connected to the brain fog and any emotion. Is there a story you tell yourself or a history connected to the brain fog? Feel into all of this and notice what comes into your active experience. Superconscious, please treat all disempowering memories, emotions, meaning, history, and stories associated to and with causing the brain fog. Whatever this thing is, including any parts that are associated to it and with it as well. Treating all parts, predispositions, and complex structures that led to these associations to and with the theme of brain fog. Also find and treat any brain barriers, states of disorganization and lack of coherence anywhere in the system of the brain and body, and treat everything found. Once treated, replace all treated elements with positive self-empowering elements. And again, gently align the proprioception of the eyes, ears, and feet. Then treat all self-empowering elements with coherent brain elements. And then do a massive history change and everything after that. As we continue to go deeper, we're going to treat any ancestral influences. So if your subject or any part of it is connected to your ancestry, your DNA, bloodline, this is where we're going to address it. As you focus on your topic of brain fog, ask yourself, does any of this relate to or show up in my family or family history? Does anyone else say that they get brain fog in your family? Superconscious, treat the generational fields from the top down and the bottom up. Backwards and forwards and in a 360-degree round. Treat all intruding fields and fully treat the main intruding field until they all slide off into everlasting happiness. Then do a massive history change and everything after that. And do a massive history change on all memories associated to and with these fields. In fields, may you find peace. Once they have found peace, or at least no longer interfere with my energies, please find, take, and treat all parts, predispositions, and complex structures that led to these associations to and with the theme of control and brain fog. Also find and treat any brain barriers, states of disorganization, and lack of coherence anywhere in the brain and body, an ancestral line, in any lifetime. Treating everything that's found. Once treated, replace all treated elements with positive self-empowering elements and gently align the proprioception of the eyes, ears, and feet. Then treat all self-empowering elements with coherent brain elements. Then do a massive history change and everything after that. Superconscious, please treat the structure of any and all trauma, emotions, and coping mechanisms. Please treat the structure of all negative self-defeating behavior structures. So there's no more brain fog as a coping mechanism. Replace all treated elements with self-empowering coping mechanisms. Superconscious, please replace all treated emotion and memory elements with positive self-empowering memory elements, behaviors, beliefs, and emotions. And superconscious, do a massive change history and everything after that, and then recreate positive structures to create a life with more satisfaction and clarity of mind. As we begin to wrap up this session, now when you put your attention on the brain fog, notice if there's anything else left. Is there anything else popping into your awareness? It doesn't matter what it is that is popping up around this subject. Anything could be sensations, emotions, thoughts. As we come into the final round, superconscious, treat everything that is coming up in the active experience. Please take and treat all parts, predispositions, and complex structures that led to these associations to and with brain fog. Also find and treat any brain barriers, states of disorganization and lack of coherence anywhere in the system of the brain and body. And treat everything found. Once treated, replace all treated elements with positive self-empowering elements and gently align the proprioception of the eyes, the ears, and the feet. Then treat all self-empowering elements with coherent brain elements. Then do a massive history change and everything after that. Again, gently massaging your ears for a minute or two to stimulate your vagus nerve. Now we're going to create more alignment with your intuition. As you focus on the brain fog, ask yourself, is there a part of me that's willing to stay connected to my intuitive self, my inner guiding force? However it is that you understand my inner guidance to be. This part of me that cannot be freaked out by life and is always available to me. How would it feel to always have access to this kind of guidance? Leaning into that feeling, to know you are never alone. Superconscious, magnify my connection to my true inner guidance. And assist me in knowing when I am hearing it, feeling it, knowing it, and taking action on it. Superconscious, treat everything that is coming up in the active experience. When I think about connecting to my inner intuition, take and treat all parts, predispositions, and complex structures that led to these associations to me and these associations to and with not hearing my inner guidance. Also find and treat any brain barriers, states of disorganization and lack of coherence anywhere in the systems of the brain and body. And treat everything found. Once treated, replace all treated elements with positive self-empowering elements and gently align the proprioception of my eyes, my ears, and anything else that strengthens my connection to seeing, hearing, and feeling my inner guidance. Then treat all self-empowering elements with coherent brain elements. Then do a massive history change and everything after that. Ask your body and your intuition to give you a sign or a signal when you are receiving this kind of guidance. That you want a signal or a sign that is without a shadow of a doubt. Guidance from your inner wisdom is being provided. What is your sign or signal? Superconscious, please treat all parts, predispositions, and complex structures that may still be interfering with having a clear, strong connection to my inner guidance, aligned with my heart's desires. Find and treat any denial patterns, parts, predispositions, and complex structures that led to these associations to and with a weak connection to my inner guidance. Also find and treat any brain barriers, states of disorganization and lack of coherence anywhere in the system of my brain and body, treating everything that's found. Once treated, replace all treated elements with positive self-empowering elements and gently align the proprioception of my eyes and ears and anything else that strengthens my connection to seeing, hearing, and feeling my inner guidance. Then treat all self-empowering elements that assist in my connection to self. Then do a massive history change and everything after that. Once treated, replace all treated elements with positive self-empowering elements and strengthen my alignment with my intuition centers in my body and mind structures. Then treat all the self-empowering elements with intuitive elements. Then do a massive history change and everything after that. As we bring this session to a close, superconscious do a complete massive change history and treat the memories and all levels of their physiologies. Superconscious ground all the memories we've touched today into memories 1, 2, and 3 and reconnect them to the matrix of the universe. And superconscious between now and the next session, take and treat any disempowering memories or parts. Then replace and reinforce positive self-empowering memories and beliefs in their place. And with your permission, I will close the session. And how was that audio for you? So one of the takeaways you want to use with this audio is as you move forward to the next week, 10 days, 2 months, really focus on your heart and your intuition. So women have a tendency to feel their intuition in their chest. Men have a tendency to feel more of their intuition in their gut. Like, oh, I just had a gut feeling. Um, where women, a lot of times it's more in the chest area. They'll be like, oh, I just felt right. So as you move forward in the next month or so, really hone in on your intuition and see if that's developing for you. This is a really good audio to continue developing your intuition. Because many times when we get an intuitive hit, but we are afraid to act on it, or we're not sure if it's the right thing, we can get a little confused, little brain fog. It's our body's coping mechanism. And as you build more courage on acting on that intuition, you'll find out you'll get more of it in your life. And of course, if there's an audio you want me to make, just leave me a comment in the comment area and have a great day.